Hello and welcome to Sax Comprehensive. My name is Ken Gowdy, and in this video we will talk about spit sponges. What are they and why I went out and bought myself one. Now if you watch my videos you would have realized that I play on a Selma Series 2 professional saxophone, which is still considered to be a very good saxophone. While Selma has discontinued several of their recent models, they still produce this model. And I must confess that since I bought this saxophone about 4 years ago, I haven't really had much problems with sticky keys. It was only after my first year of playing this that I experienced my first stuck G-sharp key. This was not a problem since after cleaning all the pads with some lighter fluid, the saxophone went back to playing like brand new. Eventually I started, in addition to swapping out the saxophone, of putting the edge of a polishing cloth between the pads and tone holes to suck up the moisture that still remained there. Since doing this, I haven't had another stuck key. However, recently I bought myself a Yanagisawa AW010 alto saxophone, and to my surprise, within 1 month of purchase, I experienced a stuck G-sharp key, even though I used the same method of swapping out the saxophone. Again, I soon found out that by placing a cloth between the pads and tone holes to suck up the moisture, ensured that the keys did not stick when left to air dry. Unfortunately, it's difficult to do this around the G-sharp key since the saxophone brace gets in the way. I could have cut the cloth which I was using, which would have worked, but instead I decided to try a spit sponge which is designed and shaped for this purpose. Pad savers are also designed to suck up the moisture around the tone holes, but I no longer use them. This particular spit sponge is from Key Leaves, but other manufacturers such as BG have their own spit sponges. This one has a soft absorbent surface on the one side which faces the pad, and a soft microtexture side with grooves in the pattern of a saxophone which faces the tone holes, and can be used as a scrubber to remove the sickest substances attached to the tone holes if the pad is gently closed and the spit sponge slowly pulled out. It is also washable, so hopefully it will last a long time, and the edges seem to be reinforced to stop fraying. One half of the spit sponge is large enough to be placed under the large key cups, while the other half is small enough to get into those more difficult areas like around the G-sharp key. It does the same job as the edge of my polishing cloth, but does have a microtexture side and is shaped to get into those awkward areas. So if you're concerned about sticky keys, then maybe this addition to your cleaning routine may make a difference. So what do I think about it after using it? Well, the advantage of using the edge of a polishing cloth is that it has 4 corners. So once one corner has soaked up the moisture, then you can use another dry corner. With the spit sponge, you'll obviously be putting a damp sponge under the next key. Also, the light blue color of the polishing cloth immediately shows the moisture which has been absorbed, so I can decide to move to another dry corner. The color of this particular spit sponge makes it more difficult to see how much moisture has been absorbed. However, this should not be a problem since you'll probably only use the spit sponge on those keys that tend to stick. Personally, I only use the spit sponge on the G-sharp key and my polishing cloth on the palm keys and side keys. The last thing you want is to pick up your saxophone only to find that you got a stuck key. So whether you buy a spit sponge or not, you definitely need to make sure that you swap out your saxophone after every time you play it. I genuinely tend to take longer cleaning my saxophone to make sure that most of the moisture I have removed, because I know how annoying sticky keys can be. Well, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was informative and helpful, and if it was, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.